Hey everybody, so today we are going over if loops and while loop and all that good stuff. So essentially before this what we've been doing is just single line command statements. So instead of dealing with I don't know, like things that continuously happen over and over and over, we've just been dealing with things that we've been doing with because of this then this, if this then that. Which is very, very simple stuff. So, like for example, we've learned this command before: print, then the string Stephen, or 5 plus 1, or the string 5 plus the string 1, 51. But it's a string; it's not a number. Or the string fish plus fish should give us fish. Yeah, there we go, fish. Anyway, so that's some basic addition, little review. So now we're going to be going to things that are a little more complicated, which involve booleans and all this cool stuff, but don't worry about what that means. Sorry, I'm a little tired, big test and everything. So, APs, they are a lot of work, but it's all worth it. It's got to put in the work, right? Anyway, so pretty much the general form of an if statement is this. Actually, I'm going to write it over here, and this is going to be pseudocode. It's not actually going to be regular code. So if condition. Oh my gosh, I can't type it. The value is to true. Execute. Okay, so that's about it. So pretty much if condition executes the true, do something. So it can be paraphrased very easily in English. Like, if the house is blue, say the house is blue on the paper. That's by example. If the speed limit is 50, you drive 50 miles an hour. Well, let me think of a better way. Okay. If you're playing football and someone throws a football, catch the football. It's like very logical thinking. Yeah. But in this case, we think of it almost like I don't know, like very just simple statements. So, okay. So, how about this? If 5 plus 1 equals 6, that's the equality operator. So if you're testing for equality, instead of using equals, single equals, you're going to use double equals. So if 5 plus 1 equals 6, print true. That was correct. Okay, cool. So let's run this code, and then we'll go over some basic stuff. True, that was correct. Okay, cool. So we see here that 5 plus 1 does in fact equal 6, in case you didn't know. So let's just go over this. So the first thing you need to notice about this is the syntax, which is always very important in coding language, in any programming language. So first we have the if. So the if is at the start of our block of code. Then we have the condition, and the condition is the entire rest of the line of code. So it pretty much goes if, which tells the computer, hey, this is about to be an if statement. We're going to present a condition. So the condition is 5 plus 1 equals 6. And then if that works, then we want to print out true that was correct. So essentially all we're doing is just saying, computer, if this works, then that. Now you can also write these things. Now let's write a couple loops first. So we have that one, if Stephen equals Stephen. Print Stephen. Alright, cool. So let's run this. Oh, yeah, sorry. If you're comparing strings, I think you need to use dot equals. I use that in Java. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is case sensitive, so case sensitive means that capital letter Stephen is different than lowercase letter Stephen. Alright, cool. Yeah. So that's just the typo actually. So if Stephen equals Stephen, print Stephen. There you go. So we have our two statements. Both evaluate the true. Now you can write these inside of each other. So okay, let's create a variable. If Steve-O equals 5. Okay, so now we have a variable. If Steve-O equals double equal sign 5. If Steve-O is less than 10, print this test works. Okay, so first we're going to check if Steve-O, which is 5, equals 5, which it does, and if it's less than 10, which it is, it should print this test works. And there you go, right there. Now these are really good for like iterating through loops or iterating through sets of data or whatever, or you can set up a whole game like we will later in this course using them. Another thing you can actually do is called a while loop. So a while loop essentially keeps running until a certain condition is met. So we're going to delete this code because we don't need it anymore. I'm going to say while, this is the general form, condition, code. So while condition is true, do this code. So our condition is, so first thing we're going to do is set up a counter variable. Counter equals 10. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so while counter is greater than 0, print counter equals counter minus 1. And then after this loop, we're going to do counter or print blast off. Okay, cool. So what this is going to do, first thing you have to do is you have to set a variable counter equals 0. This is going to equal to 10. So that should tell the computer that the counter is less than 10. So now we're going to iterate through this loop. We're going to keep running this loop over and over and over. We're going to keep running this code until counter is less than 0. Now it's important to note that if counter never hits 0, you can use something called infinite recursion. And infinite recursion pretty much crashes your program. You don't want it to be good. So you always want to have something moving towards like terminating. You always want to have a terminating case, or base case as people would call it. So while counter is greater than 0, we want to print counter, and then counter equals counter minus 1. This should print 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because after our loop, this will be your print blast off. Because after our loop is done, we should get that. So let's run it. There you go. Cool. So no one's can also have nested while loops, but I'm not going to get into that because, to be honest, I don't really use them that much. They're very cool, and once you start to understand loops better and better, you can start to delve a little more into loops. They're very, very, very powerful. Actually, the nested wallet is pretty good. Any kind of nested loop is always a good idea, if needed. Alright, cool. So that's just a basic introduction. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.